There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, welcome, everybody and anybody. Good morning, good evening, good. I don't know. Good night. I don't know. Uh, this is the Fundamentally Sound podcast. I'm your host, Austin Serrata. I have a very, very special guest. This guy right here is a freaking all stars. You can tell right there on the chest. You know what I mean? Islander baseball. Enrique Sanchez Jr. By the way, I just want to let you know. I never let you know this, but that is one kick-ass name. I mean, your dad really nailed it on the head with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well,
I think.
I actually do credit to my grandfather, honestly, because I'm the junior from him.
Oh, for
So,
real?
I mean, it is what it
I
is. Yeah, my
I did
grandfather named
not
my
know
dad,
that.
so
Oh yeah,
I
true. Oh
guess,
yeah, very true. Very true.
yeah.
Well, Kike, you wanna kind of introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah. Obviously, my name's Enrique. Started playing ball obviously when I was young, and then out of high school, I went to Lamar High School. Definitely, the baseball road was coming to an end, and then Wharton Junior College actually. Wharton Junior College saw me and they gave me a shot. They gave me a chance. And for those people who don't know, Wharton Junior College is a little bit past Sugarland. Yeah, it was a 2-year school, so they gave me a shot. And then after I had became an all-star and all-conference there, um, Corpus
Flex on him real quick.
Corpus Christi called. Corpus Christi called, and they decided to offer me a walk-on. And once they gave me the walk-on, I accepted it. All I wanted was a chance to continue to keep playing. And then I kept playing, and then decided to go to Corpus for 2 years. But other than that, I mean, the rest is history. Is what happened after that.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. No,
yeah,
that's freaking amazing. Honestly, your story is literally something that it's definitely something that other people, like small town kids, can look up to, and
yeah,
like
for
it's
sure.
freaking amazing. I come from a small town myself. Never thought that I would make it in any kind of Division 1. I didn't, but I mean, I never really tried. And you are just a success story of what can actually happen. And it amazes me every day that I got to see you your senior year through. We met through other people at the time, and it's been a blessing ever since. You're an amazing dude. I just wanted to quick throw that out there. You're an
Appreciate that.
amazing dude.
Appreciate that.
You're honestly probably the kindest dude that I know. You've never said one bad thing to me. I mean, we do some, friendly banter, friendly shit talk, but nothing, you've never said a bad thing to me, never said a bad thing about me that I know of. I just got to give just great shout out to you. I mean, you're an awesome dude. I just want to let you know that.
Appreciate
But,
that. Yeah, yeah.
but at what age did you notice, like, did you really kind of know, like, baseball's my sport? Now, you're an athlete. I will say that. I took you on the basketball court, and, you kind of showed me real quick, like, hey, I'm not just a baseball player. What, I guess, age were you that you just knew, hey, baseball's it for me?
I would definitely say I had a roller coaster type of life. So when I was younger, about 11 years old, that's when I was getting kicked out of my little leagues. They were like, "Hey, man, he's just too good here. He's hitting the ball way harder than the other kids. Like, you're gonna get them hurt." And so they gave my dad a card, and it was like, "Call this guy, like let him play tournament balls." And then so like later on, around sixth, seventh grade, I got into a car accident. So when I got into the car accident, I had to get I got hit in the head. I got a really bad head injury, and I had to cut baseball out my life for like a year and a half. I was done for a while, and it set me back a little bit. I wasn't that elite player anymore. So when I chose my high school, I struggled there. I struggled.
Right.
I only got, I think, a year and a half of varsity. I was on varsity my junior year, but I was sharing time, and then I only got to play my senior year. So it's not like
Wow.
I was elite anymore. It's not like I was a freak athlete anymore. But I definitely can say that I probably was when I was younger. A lot of people knew who I was, but then I let that car accident affect me, and I basically had to start my life over. My train of working out, getting back into shape. Trying to become that same dominant dude, and then plus I'm 5'9", 5'10", so like it's not that easy. But
Right, I was about to throw like a quick joke and be like, "Wow,
yeah,
Henry must have stunted the growth a little bit," but
no, dude, I don't know exactly. Like I was doing pretty well. The body was looking good. The speed was there. And then like
hey,
it
I
just
mean, you
set me
still
all
got it
back.
though.
But
I
I mean,
mean,
I didn't.
don't act like you
Yeah,
don't still got
I
it
didn't.
though.
Yeah, no, for sure I do. I just didn't. I didn't let that stop me. But like you said, like
Right,
you felt like you're a small town kid. I felt like I was a small town kid, even though I live in the big city, because I wasn't able to go find, camps, showcases, stuff like that, because my tools weren't ready. I wasn't ready for that.
right.
I couldn't. So the exposure was hard in the baseball world, to land me a big school or to compete with those big kids. It was a tough route, but I mean, I think everything worked out fine. Hard work pays off. So I mean, it paid off for
Without
me.
a doubt. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, without a doubt. And yesterday while we were on my friend John and I, we were kind of, just shouting. I was shouting out, just kind of giving you a little hype up of, your accomplishments and, everything that came down to what made you in your senior year. By the way, for those who don't know, Enrique here was lights out senior year. Like, honestly, turned that walk on, offer into literally probably the best thing that Coach Malone's ever, like, probably done in the past 5 years. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you went from walk on to literally male athlete of the program.
Correct.
First team All Southland, first team All Tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, you had one home run on the year, so you didn't really like smack it out of the park. But I mean, you were batted 372. I mean, best on the team. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you were just a do it all kind of man. I mean, I gotta hype you up because, I mean, honestly, you were the best. In my opinion, you were the best player on the team. I mean, with just on consistency alone. I mean, you were literally the one guy I think that they could all count on to literally go out there and give them 110% constantly.
No, yeah, like trust me, I was my junior year, I wasn't getting that much playing time, but when I got my chances, things were falling my way. I wouldn't say I got lucky because I definitely worked my ass off for it, but
Right.
it was paying off. It was all clicking for me. And then senior year, the guys, shout out, Dustin LaCause, Nick Anderson, Itchy Burtz, Luke Marbach. These guys were like, "Hey man,
All
you're
good
the
players.
captain. If you go, we go. Type of thing. Like, hey man, your head on your shoulders has to be good because if you go, we go. You hit, we play. Like
Yeah.
that type of like confidence after being like a guy who got cut when he first walked into the program. It was like, man, I was like, I can't believe like this is even going on. But I mean, yeah, like you said, I was the male athlete of the year at the school. I was the hitter of the year at the school. I got first team All Southland, first team All Tournament, and then the Corpus Christi Hooks gave me the MVP of like the year. So
Really?
yeah. So
I
had,
didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, so I was pretty excited. I was like, man, like this. I can't believe this happened. They ended up giving me that trophy that when I had already came home, so I couldn't even accept it in person.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, no, like my life there was definitely a roller coaster. But I mean, I was grateful for every part of it. I definitely can say that I took advantage of any opportunity that I was given, and I got very lucky. But as for Malone, yeah, Malone definitely gave me, face to face. He was like, bro, he's like, dude, I'm gonna give you one shot. I'll give you one shot, and that's it. And then when my junior year was there and it was time to make cuts, he cut me. He said, I can only keep 35, and you're 36. And I was like,
that's so tough.
I
That
was
is
like-
so tough.
I was like, dang. Man.
Oh.
And he had actually found me some scholarships to go to I believe Our Lady of the Lake, maybe even Jarvis, like a couple of small schools around there.
Right.
And I was like, no, man, like no, I'm good. I'm gonna come back in redshirt, and I'll keep working hard. Like I'll keep doing what I'm doing. But at least at the minimum, I'll get my education from Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
True.
So, I had already transferred from Wharton, so I wasn't trying to keep transferring, and because
starting over.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I already had my rent, with the apartment. So I was like, I'll just get my education here at minimum. So, but then, the spring came around, and one of our pitchers actually was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to throw. The doctor said no. So it was about 7 of us trying out for that one position.
Wait, time out. Why'd you have to try out if you were 36? Like, if Malone really came in there and was like, "You're
Well,
36," like,
well,
why would you really have to try out at that point, though?
because the first of all, the season's right around the corner, and we had just came from Christmas break, so he wanted to see if I like just sat on my ass all day,
Oh, okay.
or he wanted to see if I kept working, and which I did. But see, the kind of the way it works is when you lose a pitcher, you kind of like add a pitcher.
True.
So,
Very true.
but Malone was like, "Nah, screw that. We lost a pitcher. I'm gonna add Enrique." I was like, "Oh my god, like here we go. Like let's do this."
Yeah.
So yeah, so because we had 3 or 4 pitchers that were gonna redshirt with me, and it was about 3 or 4 pitchers and about 3 or 4 position players.
Right.
And so, the assistant coach was like, "Hey, man, like the door's open, but we're probably gonna have to add a pitcher since we lost one." So the confidence kind of went down, but I just kept my head up and kept going forward, focusing on me, and he chose me, and the rest is history. Like I said, like it went the roller coaster of emotions. Dude, I cried. I had to tell my parents.
I don't doubt it. Like that's a huge moment for anybody. Honestly.
Yeah, I had to tell my parents, like, yo, I think I'm done. Like, I think it's it. I didn't make it, and they were like, man, that's crazy, because I had hit 320 in the fall or something like that, and
right.
And he was like, look, you're just not gonna, I don't want to waste your time. There's other position players there, which they were good ballers. I mean, they were good dudes. So I was like, I understand, but like, man, I don't want to go anywhere else. I fell in love here. So that's kind of how that worked out.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I mentioned earlier, you had 1 homer on the season. I know you remember that 1 homer like it's literally just stained in your memory. I want to hear about it. Let the people know. That's what I'm saying. Let the people know.
See, but this is what you don't know, is that I had it twice, but not okay. So my junior year I had 1, and my senior year I had 1. So I had 2 out of my Corpus career.
And by the way, we met. FYI for everybody in the background, we met his senior year. I didn't know Kike in his junior year, but we met my senior year. But yeah, keep going.
So senior year, man, it was crazy up and down season. We came out hot, and then we struggled, and then somehow, some way, we snuck into the playoffs. We knew we had to face Hayden Wesneski, a draft prospect guy for Sam Houston, and we knew it was going to be a close ball game, because we were going to either go Dustin Lacaze or John Gaddis, and
Dustin was, once again, background. Dustin was drafted by the Diamondbacks, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
That was our draft prospect guy, and Johnny Gaddis throws 91, 93 from the left hand side, so we had a 1-2 punch like no other, and so we decided to go Johnny, and Johnny takes us 5-6 innings strong. And we had some good opportunities early in the game, but we just couldn't cash them in. I think I'm 2 for 2 on the day, and I come up with a runner on third, and Steven Rivera, our shortstop, slash second baseman.
Shout out Steven, man.
Yeah, shout out Steven Rivera. My goodness, played through injuries, moved him to second base, and the guy still got it done. But he was on third base, and I had my family in the crowd. I had my girlfriend at the time in the crowd. My goodness, it was probably. The home run was the last thing on my mind, but I knew I had to come through because there was a lot of scouts watching, and after that time, I was like, man, I gotta have that game in front of those scouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta capitalize right here. But yeah, he had thrown me a slider. Which is a pretty tough pitch from him, because he throws what we call a submarine sidearm.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's pretty tough to pick up. And usually when you throw that way, you throw like 85 to 87. Man, no, he throws like 88, 90 from that side. And so it's a tough, pretty good, movement on his pitches. Okay. So he threw me his slider, and I was like, okay, can't hit that. The next pitch he threw for a ball. And since he thought that I couldn't hit the slider, he decided to throw it again, and I was able to put the bat on it. And man, I connected, and I think my body just, I lost every functional muscle in there. I mean, I was, dude, I was screaming out my lungs. I was pointing to the family. I was like, "Let's go." I got mobbed by my teammates at home plate. I think Lacaze came out with water, and we're acting like we won the game. And it's only the eighth. It's only like the seventh or eighth inning, man. And I'm like, dude, this game's not even over. But we're going crazy. We're going nuts. I mean, obviously that was the biggest crowd we had. I mean, that little section over there in Sugarland was packed, man. And they were screaming at us, and man, it was amazing. That was definitely, I could definitely say, like, dude, I had my moment. You know, like, that was my moment for me, and I can tell my grandkids about that stuff. You know, because that's what's gonna happen. That's what's
exactly. Yes, bro. You have like literally, you have the best stories ready for your grandkids in your arsenal, bro. Like you just, they're there and they're ready, bro. No, even for your kids, like forget the grandkids, even just for your kids.
Oh yeah, now, all day.
Now I want to know. Now y'all senior year, y'all beat Texas.
Yeah.
Y'all beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Which one was bigger?
Oh, Texas, because that was the first time in history at Whataburger Field. Because we always get dominated there, like as far as fan base and fan crowd.
Right.
So A&M and UT and our local Corpus Christians would show love to them.
Yeah.
But I mean, we understand we're a smaller school. Texas has been around for a long time, but yeah, we and not only did we beat them, we dominated them.
Facts. It was in every way and fashion. Like I can't remember who y'all's pitcher was at the time, but like the man was freaking on fire. Like best pitching game of his life. From what like you told me, from what everybody else told me. Luke, because I had a class with him, he's like, best pitching game of his life.
Yeah. So what happened was we started. We had like a schedule type how we were gonna run it. And we had this guy go first, this guy goes second. A game plan, correct. And then our second guy or third guy, I can't remember if he was second or third. His name's Zach Rumfield. Shout out to him.
Rumfield, yes.
For sure. He was supposed to go 1 or 2 innings, and he took us 4.5, maybe 5.
Something ridiculous like that.
And then we were like, you know what? Just to top it off, we're going to put in Dustin Lacaze to close it. Just so you think if you had a chance, the chance to come back, no, we're going to go ahead and put Lacaze in and close this thing out. And he goes 3 up, 3 down, and we're like, you know what, dude, 8-2, 8-3, it's our way. That's it. Close this game down. And then I made the final out. The ground ball came to me.
It did, yeah. You're right. And God, man, what a freaking story.
Yeah, that throw to first base was probably the scariest throw I've had. Like I was like, bro, please don't mess this up.
No, that's freaking amazing, man. And like I was there for both. Now, I don't know, you know this, I'm not 100%, into baseball. Therefore, I'm not, very, how should I say it? I'm not with the terms all the time. So, I do recall a lot of that game. I recall a lot of both games. Even, with the whole controversy with Ohio State and they didn't shake those hands, like, I knew something was going up, and I was like, that's kind of like, it's kind of a bitch move, but I knew something was probably up, and then, like, you came back, and you were like, bro, that was what was supposed to happen, like, we play them again tomorrow, like, we'll shake their hands in, yeah. So, but I just wanted to ask, because, like, those are huge teams. Like, if I was on a D1 team, if I was on the basketball team, and we beat Texas, like, when SFA beat Duke, bro, I would have been on top of the world. I would have been living high. Like, I can only imagine what was going through your mind. And what happened in the locker room after that.
Oh, my God. It was crazy. We were going crazy. I mean, it was a feeling like no other. I mean, you know before the game, man, I'm about to suit up and, our chances are not looking pretty. Here we go. But, I mean, as a captain, I can't show that, or I can't let anybody have their head down low. I got to make sure that everybody's tip-top, treating everything right, the little things that matter. But, yeah, I mean, we beat Ohio State on that controversial home run by Luke Marbach. And then
they were calling it like it wasn't.
They were so upset.
Like, come on, bro. Come on.
They were so upset. They were so upset that they accepted our rematch back at our house. They were like, you know what? We'll take it there. And then we beat them again.
Yeah, you beat them again, bro.
Yeah, we beat them again, and we were like,
I couldn't make that when I had class.
Yeah, all right. Get on the bus now. Like, that's how we felt. We were like, man, dude, we could keep up with anybody. And then, that's just who we were, though. We were very streaky. I mean, we got beat by A&M, but then we go out there and beat Texas. It's just like, I mean, we got swept by Lamar, but then go out there and beat Texas. Like, I don't know. We were just whoever. If it's our day, it's our day.
And it really showed, honestly. But I mean, y'all had a lot of fight in that team. Like I said, I knew a few of the guys, like you, Steven, Luke, Drake was even in a few classes of mine at the time. Trevor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just knew a few, and it was, I guess, the energy, like you could just sense the energy whenever they would come back. After y'all just got like a nice, like a big electrifying win like that. Especially after that, I was like, bro, Luke. I was like, how you feeling? He's like, bro, it's fucking right. That was crazy. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm still like kind of coming down from it. And he was in my lab. He was a lab partner with me and this other girl. Her name was Maddie. And yeah, after that, like me and Maddie were like, bro, you got to be on like cloud 9 right now.
I mean, I'm still not down from it. I still
facts.
I mean, I've met friends who are from UT. Boom, tell them about it. My sister, and her fiance graduated from UT. I rub it in their face all the time. I mean, dude, that's us. Like, that's what we got. We get to say we made history. My senior year, whoever's been a part of that team. We made history. Whether you played or not, you had a role.
Still on the team.
Still on the team, and you
still won a ring. Like if you go to the you go to World Series and you're just a bench rider, you still won a championship.
Exactly. Yeah.
End of story. My fault. Now we talked about prospects. Now I heard that you were getting a little bit of talk from the Angels.
Yeah.
At the time. Now, mind you, I was told during this period, not to talk to you about baseball, not to talk to you about the draft, not to talk to you about, what was happening with scouts. I just heard a few things, and, I was just told not to talk. And then, literally, this is the first time that I'm even talking to you about the draft, like, period.
Yeah.
I told you after it was over, I was like, man, that's a tough break. Like, I'm sorry, you kind of deserved it, but, like, at the end of the day, like, it's a business, but I really thought that you had a chance. Like, I really thought that I was about to know a guy in the MLB. I really did.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Basically what I'm trying to ask is just tell the story. Like, what happened? What happened?
No, I had interest from the Angels and the Giants, but they told me, hey, we love the way you're playing. We're very interested in you, but we kind of need you to provide more power. You're not showing your power side. And as a third baseman, first baseman, you got to provide power. You got to at least hit 7 to 8 home runs. And I couldn't. The way I grew up playing was just nothing but the same approach. And I tried changing it, but I think I struggled a little bit, and I couldn't take it. I was like, I don't want to be out of this lineup. I don't want Malone to take me out.
Right.
I just got to stick to my job, and my teammates, they were relying on me. I couldn't be getting out or popping up. And so that's kind of what happened. But, I mean, I believe in God, and I believe in my faith. And I also believe that everything happens for a reason. And, blessings to just like Dustin LaCause. I mean, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because you kind of get this feeling that, if I did get drafted, we would have gotten released because of COVID. So I was able he did pretty good his first year. I've been keeping up with LaCause, and he had to get released because he's doing good. I mean, he's still doing good with his life. I've been, talking to him here and there. But I know he told me he caught a tough break because I also know the third baseman from McNeese, who also got drafted by the Diamondbacks, who also played with Dustin LaCause. And the third baseman from McNeese State University is one of my good friends from high school. And so, those guys caught a tough break and got released because of COVID. They couldn't even control that.
Right.
And as for me, I was a walk-on, so I've got student loans coming up. And I was like, man, like, imagine.
Are we all right?
Exactly. Yeah. But, like, imagine, getting just cut because of a pandemic, and then that's it. You got to restart everything. You got to find independent balls. You got to find whatever. But, for me, I was able to land a job over here in Houston. And I'm on my way to making pretty good money so far, and just starting my life already. Which I mean, for
Yeah.
me, that of course I would have loved to play. Of course I would give it everything I got. But I mean, I
Right.
also took it as turning a negative into a positive type of situation.
Oh,
Can't
facts.
control it, and that's kind of how it happened.
And talking about, you needed to not, strike out. I mean, that definitely showed 16 times out of 231 total at bats. I don't know if you know that.
No, yeah, I know
That's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. That's
I
crazy.
I ranked like top 20 in the nation against everybody who was Division 1. Like, yeah.
Bro, you were not only top 20 in the nation on just that, you were top in the nation on a lot of stats. Like, I kept up with it, like, without a doubt. And batting average was another one. Like, you were in the top tier in terms of batting average as well. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
you have a great season. Like, and it just, you deserved every bit of the male athlete award of the year. And you know what's even funnier about that? I say that you deserve it. I can sit here and be like, he was a shoe-in to probably win it after the historic season that they had, after the historic season he had. But from what I understand is, you didn't think that you were gonna get it.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Because I
I
mean,
heard you were having a full ass like conversation, and then they were like Enrique Sanchez Jr. You're like, wait,
yeah.
come
No,
again?
I mean our season wasn't over. So I didn't think that. I don't know. I wasn't locked in the award ceremony. One of my coaches was like, "Hey, we're gonna give the hitter of the year either to you or Itchy Birch," and Itchy Birch, shout out Itchy Birch, definitely a guy who deserved it. But me and him tease each other, yo, who's the better hitter? Who's the
Yeah,
better hitter?
right.
Who's gonna get it? And they decided to choose me, and I was like, man, that's crazy. But then with the basketball team there and the tennis team had just came off of winning a championship, I believe.
Yep, they did.
So
I think the women did. I don't think the guys did.
well, or maybe even the track team won something too, I believe. Uh,
I cannot recall that one though.
so a lot of the Corpus teams were having pretty good seasons, and I was just like, no way. And then yeah, I had sat with a group of friends, and some of them, of course, my girlfriend at the time, and then another baseball player was like, "Hey, bro, you won," and I was like, "Wait, what? What?" Like
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like, "Oh snap!" And man, they had this wonderful like video playing, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like, whoa, that's crazy. I've never had a highlight tape before in my life, and now it's playing in front of the entire like athletic department. Everybody's watching that,
Facts.
and it was a surreal moment, man. I couldn't even feel my legs walking up. I was like, please don't fall, because or hopefully I'm not sweating, because my goodness, like I was like, wow, this really just happened. And
Exactly, man.
everyone was like, yo, we get it, you're good, whatever, you got all the awards. Like, dude, no, I didn't choose this. Like, but I mean, I was definitely appreciative. I was like, my goodness, this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. And like I said, I've never been a dominant athlete or a dominant baseball player. I mean, I hadn't gotten awards since middle school for athletics, and then to have that as my last shot, like as my last baseball season, to be in college at Division 1 school, and to go out like that would be, it was amazing for me. It was an experience that I'll never ever be able to get over.
Exactly.
So
I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, going and I didn't do anything had near as grand as you did. I mean, I was on the travel basketball team for the college. I mean, I was a practice player for the women's basketball team, and like even going and playing like these small JUCOs, like I was like, bro, I felt on top of the world. Like whenever we beat these JUCOs, I was like, bro, like what could have happened? Like, could I have gone and played somewhere else? And I really didn't care at the end of the day, just because, like, I knew I had, like, a good life. I knew I was, it's one of those moments people are always like, I wish I knew that these were the good times before, like, they ended. Like, I knew those were the good times. Like,
right,
I knew that I was living in that moment where, like, I was probably never going to get at that peak again. And, I mean, still, like, to this day, like, I'm still thinking back at, my college days at playing. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, outside of playing. Like, outside of playing, it was, once again, best part of my life. But I'm just talking, like, playing at
Right.
such a minor scale compared to you and being on top of the world. I couldn't even imagine being, D1, winning, a first team all conference, like all the accolades that I just said. I couldn't even fathom that, and it just blows my mind. Now, one last thing about your career, your favorite moment, your entire corpus career, I guess you call it, your favorite moment.
I'm not gonna give you the obvious one. The obvious one's the home run against San
Right.
Houston, but that's
Okay.
no
Yeah.
fun.
True.
We've already talked about that. I would definitely say, I'm a huge team guy, and I hit my first ever walk off against University of Central Arkansas, and then we were struggling at the time. We had just got I think, beaten by UTRGV or something like that, and man, Malone had just given us a mean look, and like, man, UCA marches in there ready to beat us. I know a couple of friends. They were doing pretty well at the time, and believe it or not, we hit 4 walk-offs in a row.
I remember. And
So
I couldn't watch any of them because I literally worked every single day. I was watching in the Dugan through that that the track window that oversees the field. I was watching.
Right.
I recall. I recall. I was like,
Right.
bro, they don't got this. Like, they're down. I think it was like 4 runs or something like that, going into like the 7th or the 8th. I can't remember. Something ridiculous, and y'all were down.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, bro, this is over. I went back downstairs, and then, like, sure enough.
Yeah, I mean, mine was like a lucky one. I was supposed to set the bunt down for Itchy Birds, and I missed the bunt. And Steven Rivera ended up stealing the bag anyways. So he stole the bag, and it gave me the opportunity to win the game. And I hit like a shot past the right fielder, and we ended up winning that game. We go crazy. Next morning is Saturday morning, and Itchy Burt's walks us off. My goodness, we jump him. We're going crazy. And then the next game, I think we're down by like 2 or 3 in the last inning, and we ended up scoring 2 or 3. We load the bases, and man, we're chirping at this guy on the mound, and Luke Marbach forces a walk, and we win that game. Then the next day is Monday, and I believe we played Prairie View A&M, which we're way stronger than them. But like I said, we had our struggles. Streaky guys, and
No.
them too. They weren't that bad. They threw out some good guys, and here they go, and we go down to the wire, and Itchy B sends a ball to right field over the fence, and we go crazy, man. Who cares? A win's a win. Even if it's 1-0 or 9-8 or 15-0, a win's a win. And Itchy Burks. So definitely, I guess later on in the week, the media team sent out like, hey, come out this weekend. The guys are off a 4 walk-off streak, and they put this video out. And, like, of course, I was the first one, but, like, I was like, man, that is a crazy moment. To beat Ohio State twice, to walk off 4 times in a row, to beat Texas. And, like, I was like, my goodness. Like, this is the craziest season I've ever been a part of in my life.
Right. And, it's just – and even in the tournament, like even in the Southern tournament, how far did y'all go in the tournament?
Not far. We went, I think we were like 5th, I believe, because we beat Sam Houston, but then lost to UIW and McNeese. So, but we were definitely, those were good games. We lost to UIW 4-3. It was a dogfight, we definitely got beat by McNease. They were just hot. They were hot. They ended up winning the whole thing. So, shout out to them. But yeah, like, it was just one of those moments that, like, my goodness, we can be somebody, but at the same time, and we can be nobody. So, like, for us to know that, for us to have to go through that, like, I was like, man, it's, we got to make sure, we doing the same things right, or, doing things the right way, because, there's no cutting corners in this thing. But we were definitely a team that just never gave up. so that's where those walk-offs came from. We just never gave up. You know, you punched us 7 times, we're gonna punch you back 8, and that's just how it felt against Sam Houston. But of
Facts.
course, sometimes you lose. So I never thought I could definitely say in those tournament we never beat ourselves, and I think that's a huge thing. Like don't beat yourself. And against UIW, there weren't any errors made. They just went out there and won. They out hit us. We struggled a little bit, and that was it.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. And it's crazy because like I said, I literally was looking at the back. By the way, just to even just clear this out here, his girlfriend at the time, my girlfriend at the time, we're best friends. That's how we introduced. That's how we got to know each other.
Yeah.
So I was telling my girlfriend at the time, I was like, look, if they beat Sam Houston, I was like, they literally have it like pretty much made. I was like, if they beat Sam Houston, I was like, they got this. And so y'all beat Sam Houston.
Yeah.
I went nuts. I was like, bro, they got this in the bag. I was like, and then you said, y'all play UIW. I didn't recall the score. I'm glad you did. But y'all lost, and I was like, man, that's so tragic. And then y'all lost to McNeese, and I was like, golly, what happened? And I mean, it kind of takes the relief.
Yeah.
It kind of takes the, not entirely, but it takes a little bit of shit, we just lost. Whenever McNeese goes on and wins the whole thing. Like, you lost to the hottest team of the day or the weekend, and they went on, they won the tournament, they went to the College World Series. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it still doesn't take away the entire, the burn. It just, it's like putting aloe on the burn. It's like, yeah, it soothes for a little bit, but it's going to go back to hurting, and,
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, like I said, there was nothing we could do. I mean, we played our hearts out, and it just, I felt like we did have it made. I felt like UIW took care of Sam Houston that next game, and they were gone. They were out.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry.
Number 2 overall seed, by the way.
Yeah. So
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, they were out of the tournament, and I was like, cool. We don't have to worry about them again. So I was like, here we go. We as long as Lacaze performs or whoever's on the mound performs, we got to do it. But I mean, I think our hitting struggled a little bit, but I mean, we still gave our chances to win the game, and it just didn't fall our way. Simple as that. Nobody to blame. Just congrats to McNeese and UIW. They went out there and fought.
Yeah. Now, post-career, you said you're enjoying life. What you got going on?
Right now I'm in Houston. I live right now in Katy. I'm working for a waste management company called Republic Services. I'm a credit specialist right now. Just like a 7:30 to 4 o'clock, 7:30 to 3 o'clock p.m. job. Full-time job, using my business degree. So, right now I'm in the business world, and eventually I want to climb that ladder with this company. It's a great company I'm working for. Big thing is that we're essential. I mean, we deal with trash, so everybody has to have, their trash picked up.
Very true.
So I definitely got my foot in the door. The person who interviewed me loved my resume, loved my interview process, and she said I did.
Doubt it.
Yeah, she was like, she was like, yeah, clearly adding you to the team wouldn't be a problem. So I was like, yes, ma'am. Like, let's do this. And
Let's get it done,
so yeah,
man.
I've got my foot in the door. I make a year with the company in late January, early February. I'm not really sure the date, but so yeah, I'm coming up on a year with them, and so far everything's been good. So
that's great to hear.
Yeah,
that's great to hear. I'm not technically using my degree right now. I'm technically working at. I say technically like it's not obvious, but no, I'm working for Amazon right now. I'm in one of their warehouses. I live up here in Dallas. I originally moved up here for a marketing job, which would be using my degree, but it was kind of a scam. Kind of got a little burn from it. Kind of let it get to me for probably about a week, and then I got this job at Amazon. Thankfully, I can pay the bills, and I can spend. I have a lot of extra money, especially right now with it being peak season, holiday shopping, everything. I'm literally putting in like 50 hours a week. So I'm a picker, and My boss is already, yeah, that's what they call it as a picker. I literally just stand in one spot. I stand in one spot all day. And I literally reach into an automated, like, this little robot thing brings me a shelf. Another little, like, projector, like, tells me what to get. And I'm like, all right, bet, put it in a bin. I press a button, and then the next one comes to me. Like, that's all I do. I literally just sit there and, you know, it pays the bills. But before that, I was working for the Frisco Rough Riders up here in Frisco.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and honestly, like, it felt like I never really had left because, you know, I took that semester, like, off of just watching, like, y'all playing baseball. I literally spent the entire spring watching y'all play baseball. And even my girlfriend at the time watching her play softball. And so that fall, I didn't watch any baseball. But then, literally, I got this job up here in Frisco. Amazing people. You know, they're never probably going to watch this, but shout out to them. Like, they're freaking awesome. My old boss actually just texted me a couple of days ago. And she found another job with one of the sponsors of the team. And I'm even, like, if they could, obviously, you know, with COVID having a vaccine now, I'm hoping that by next summer, everything will kind of be back to normal to where the sports world can get up and going again.
Yeah.
And then I'll keep this job at Amazon, and I have 3 days off, give 2 of them to the team, and then hopefully maybe one day, you know, they'll hire me back as maybe a full-time. But that's just, you know, that's the whole, that's what I got going on right now. But it is what it is. I'm living a good life. You know, my girl's here right now. We're going tomorrow. Grapevine. Christmas capital of the world, or capital of Texas, whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're living a good life out here, and I enjoy it. I can't complain. And, you know, whenever I was literally working on Sunday, and I was like, thinking of new things to do with the podcast, and I was like, I need to get some people in here. Like, I need to get new guests. I was like, I need to get some athletes, some other athletes, and I was like, bro, what better way to start that than with my boy? So
appreciate that.
You're the first athlete that I've had on here. You know, you've been an amazing guest. I know you got to go pretty quick, so we'll let you go. But I appreciate you, 100%. I'm hoping to get one of the ex-basketball ladies, or even my sister, depending on what they'll let her do, even on the podcast next week, or actually Thursday. My fault, Thursday. So I just wanted to let you know you're the first. I'm glad you're the first. I'm happy you're the first. And, you know, I appreciate you 100% for coming on.
Oh, I appreciate it as well. You know, any chance I get a chance to talk about the story and
right.
about my career or about my teammates, man, I'll never pass that up. I promise you. My voice goes, you know, here we go. Let's do this. But no, you definitely said can't complain, you know, about your job. And that's where I'm at right now. You know, can't complain. You know, everything that's going on. You know, this stuff is not meant to be, you know, I don't know what to say. Like, it's just a scary time right now, but
Thanks.
You know, I cannot complain. You know, I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I've got my job. I've got my family intact. My brother playing at University of New Orleans.
Shout out to him. That's insane. You helped him get there, by the way. Just take some credit for that.
I mean, the coach was like, hey man, your brother doing this. And my brother was like, look, man, I don't want to hear about my brother.
Facts. Facts.
And I'm like,
he must be his own guy.
But he was tired of it. He was like, man, look, my brother did great, amazing, but it's my time. And so I was like, yeah, man, go do your thing. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to catching me a couple of University of New Orleans games because they're out of the Southland, and yes, they will be playing Corpus in Corpus. Yep. Man, I will be there. But yeah, no, shout out to my brother, of course, and my younger sisters, UTSA being an engineer. My older sister about to get married in about a year or so. Had to push back the wedding because of COVID. But, you know, all excited. She's a teacher now. So, I mean, my family's all intact. My mom, my dad, grandparents are still here. So, yeah, well, I appreciate the opportunity. But, you know, thank you for sure. I'm honored. Yeah. I'm honored to be your first athlete.
And you know, it's actually kind of crazy because I actually checked the last time on Facebook. We got like 120 views, which is like ridiculous. And I would have never expected that. And I don't know what we do on Facebook or on YouTube, but we got like 40 something subscribers. But I mean, hey, we're, you know, We kind of had a little bit of downtime, and I'm trying to bring it back. So,
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, man. Don't get
no
down.
doubt.
Don't gotta
No
start somewhere.
doubt. Yeah, facts. But any quick, last shout outs before we let you go?
Uh, I mean, shoot, I know so many people, but no, I definitely want to shout out like Itchy Birds, Luke Marbach, Mike Williams,
All
Nicky,
great guys.
Nick Anderson. Nicky. I call him Nicky Ice.
Still great guy. Yep.
All those teammates. Major teammates. Anybody who I left out, my Latinos. Dom Lopez, Leo Perez, Steven Rivera. Andruid Martinez. Those,
Yeah,
yeah,
Poppy.
yeah, dude,
Yo, I don't
guys,
forget Poppy, bro, man. I miss that guy. He's freaking hilarious.
Little do they know, my life was, kind of tough in Houston. We weren't, we don't do that well with money, and an escape to city of Corpus Christi with the beach, and having my friends there, having my back. I mean, like I said, I got cut. So, and these guys, all of these guys, Nicky, Mike, Will, they all, had my back and was like, look, man, if you go, we go. And, that bond, that brotherhood is, that's created for life. I can ask those guys for anything. So I definitely want to say a shout out to them. And, you might want to get a chance to, Luke is a man of God. So, I mean, you would have no problem talking to him. That guy's got a crazy story as well. I mean, Draco, Itchy Birds, and Luke Marbach were guys who have put in work for 3 straight years, and they got rewarded a scholarship for their senior year. So it's one of those big moments. You get a scholarship. It's, it's like a big award, even though,
right.
You're not really expecting it at this point, but Malone decided to reward hard workers, and that's what it is. So definitely shout out to those guys for earning that. I was a coach at the time. Malone let me come out and coach because I was there for an extra semester to get my degree. And, those guys kept putting in the work, kept their head down, and got that scholarship. So I would definitely say shout out to them. I want to shout out to my neighborhood friends in Houston, Bernardo Soria, Juan Vides, and Jeremiah Alonso for just being my backbone, a support system from back home. Never goes the wrong way. And all my Sanchez family members and my mom's side too. Anybody who saw me play, anybody who reached out, thank you, because I had a crazy senior year and something I'll never forget. But thank you to Austin Serrata for just letting me say all this. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm very happy I was able to meet you, and we had our basketball runs and.
I still miss it though. You still haven't, came up against me with the actual shoes on though. Just remember that. I never had no basketball shoes on. We got to run it back. All right.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thank you for sure.
Yes, sir. Always and forever. But definitely without a doubt, keep in touch. You need anything? You need a place to stay in Dallas? I got a couch. And without a doubt, you need anything, I got you. If you're up here.
That.
But with that being said, this was the latest episode of the Fundamentally Sound Podcast. Like I said, one more quick shout out to Kike for being on. And be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, notifications on, because Thursday I'm going to try to set up something that probably won't live up to Enrique's stature, but you know what? We're going to try to get something set up to where we'll have hopefully another athlete on here Thursday. But appreciate everybody for listening on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. Once again, for some reason, crazy love on Facebook for, I don't know why, but it's there and I love it. But yeah, man, appreciate you being on. Appreciate everybody, and that will be it for the day.
Alrighty, have a good night.